Also developing this morning, a man in jail accused of running an identity theft scheme out of a hotel room with 3 other people.
Charlie Cooper is at the hotel where it all happened, and police say the guy was trying to get rid of the evidence right out in the open.
Good morning to the both of you guys. This is where he tried to run that scheme here at the Riverwalk Plaza motel, and it happens to be only steps away from the Bexar County Courthouse. On May 30th, police were called here for a wallet theft incident. Now, when they got here, they were told that the thieves were in room 625 and told by management that the credit card used for that room as well as 2 others was not going through. Now, as officers inside went to that room, officers on the outside caught 36-year-old Christopher Guerra throwing papers off of his hotel room balcony, trying to dispose of the evidence. Hotel staff collected the papers and gave it to officers, who learned that they were documents that belonged to people who weren't staying at the hotel. Now, when officers got into that room, they found 3 of the 4 people inside had active warrants for their arrest in the 3 rooms rented using the counterfeit credit card. Police also found mail that belonged to someone else, as well as things like laptops, cell phones, fake IDs, and illegal narcotics. Now, Guerra and those 3 people ended up being arrested, and now he faces felony charges for tampering with governmental records. Back to you.